What's up, everybody? It's your boy Legit. I know you're excited as I am excited. It's day 3. Black Desert Mobile's been out. Got a lot of great stuff happening. The biggest hot topic I have on my plate right now is gear and accessories. So I made a little guide for you guys to help you out with leveling that gear and those accessories within Black Desert Mobile. Black Desert Mobile is awesome. If this is your first time on my channel, please make sure you check out the description down below. There is tons of helpful tips, tricks, guides, you name it. It's down there to help you out with your Black Desert Mobile experience, to help you maximize that gameplay, as well as smashing that subscribe button if you enjoy the content. With that being said, let's get into the gear and accessories in Black Desert Mobile. The first thing we're going to talk about is the gear within Black Desert Mobile. There's a couple things you want to focus on with gear in Black Desert Mobile. There's attack power, there's defense power, there's health, mana, and MP. There's mana, MP regeneration, resistance, and then you see their crit chance, crit damage, attack speed, movement speed, and then there's branch damages. Wow, that seems like it's a lot to chew on. We're going to cover it all. First thing we want to focus on is AP and DP. AP stands for attack power, DP stands for defense power. You can see that on the first screen here. You can see the attack AP at 896. You can see the defense DP at 834. Those are the two primary ones that focus your overall combat power. Every +1 on those increases your combat power by +1. So there is a 1-to-1 ratio. So AP and DP are your most focused attributes within gear in Black Desert Mobile. So those are 1 and 2. Those are the ones you really want to focus on. After that, I strongly recommend focusing on crit, attack speed, and movement speed. Those would be the second 3 stats that I would focus on with your gear. So your gear comes with, if you see there, your bow, or I'm sorry, not your bow, your primary weapon and your secondary weapon come with AP, attack power. Your secondary weapon also comes with DP, defense power. All your gear, your armor comes only DP, not AP. So all your gear is giving you AP and or DP. You can also get AP and DP from your crystals. If you go to your Black Spirit, equip crystals, you can get AP and DP from your crystals. So attack +3, defense +3, attack +3, etc. Alright, so let's talk about gear. If you notice, some gear comes with negative stats, and you're probably like, why is that? Why does this piece of gear come with negative stats? When a piece of gear comes with negative stats, it will have a higher DP or AP above it. So just because it's lower in the bottom doesn't mean it's a bad piece of gear. So just because this has -2 attack speed doesn't mean it's a bad piece of gear, it just means it has higher DP at the top. So why would you ever want to have that equipped? Well, let's say, for instance, you're over on your attack speed. You have too much attack speed, whether it's in your crystals and your light stones, or it's in your accessories or just another gear. You just have too much. You can get away with putting that piece of gear on, give you some less attack speed, but it does increase your DP overall, your defense power. So this piece of gear is actually a stronger combat power piece of gear than a piece of gear that would give you a +2 attack speed, because that piece of gear actually gives you a plus bonus on the bottom, so therefore it has less defensive power on the top. I hope that helps you out with that part. All right, so what do you want to focus on? You really want to focus on getting to 30% crit, 20% attack speed, 20% movement speed, and then I really focus on attack and defensive power first. My gear is not maximized right now. Black Desert Mobile's been out for 3 days. I got 1 piece of yellow gear. Holla! Shaka 2 gave me 1. Anyways, he gave me 4 purples and 1 blue. We're rocking it right now. I'll get my yellows. I'm not worried about that. As I level up, I'm going to care about gear. At the moment, I don't care what those purples and blues give me as much because they were free. Once I get my yellow pieces of gear, I'm really going to focus on maximizing those substats. You really want to focus on the crit, the attack speed, and the movement speed specifically within the gear. And then after you have those maxed, then you can focus on maximizing your AP. If you were going to get a piece of gear that was going to be a negative stat, like this piece of gear, or you're going to get a piece of gear that's not going to give you any stats at all, okay? If you're going to get a piece of gear like that, I strongly recommend being a weapon. Why is that? Weapons give attack power. We're playing a game that requires you to kill things, which means you need more attack power. This bow is going to give me more attack power than a bow with a +3 crit. It's going to give me less attack power than a piece of gear that has negative percentage on it. So let's show you. Let's go to the market. Let's go to main. Let's go to bow. Just to give you guys an example, Bernie Longbow, +3 stats, 48 AP base, +3 movement speed and attack, +5 attack speed, 48 base. Nothing, no bonuses, 52 AP base. So that piece of that bow is actually 4 attack power stronger, but 4% less, 5% less attack speed and 5% less attack and move speed. Shamir longbow, -2, but gives 56 AP. So it gives 4 more than the it gives 4 more than the Morig longbow at 52, but that gives no stats. This one gives 56, but -2%. So if you were gonna get a negative percentage on a piece of gear or no stats at all, I strongly recommend it being a weapon. That way you can maximize your total attack power with your gear. Other than that, really focus on getting yellows. This boots right here is the first yellow piece I got. It's great, gives me 4% movement speed. I'm probably gonna keep this piece of gear for a very long time because again, it's giving me the DP, the defense power. If I wanted a negative stat on that, or I could swap that out for crit and attack speed, but as you can see, I already have a good amount of crit and a decent amount of attack speed. I could use some movement speed, so that definitely is a great option. Okay, so let's talk about accessories. You have a couple options here. If you're free to play, I strongly recommend blues or green accessories. If you're pay to win, you can get away with purples and yellows. I'm going to rock greens for a month or so, then I'm going to swap to purples once I have a couple stocked up. Why is it important to rock blues and green accessories? First of all, your accessory resonance. Your accessory resonance for having +3 on your accessories gives 1 branch damage, +4 is 2, +5 is 3, +6 on your accessories gives +4 branch damage, +12 combat power total. Okay, so why is that beneficial? So that helps increase my branch damage as well as increase my overall combat power. Even though they're green, they are weaker than your blues and purples. They still help out the overall branch damage. Let's talk about the accessories. So I had the option to buy all the accessories. I plan on keeping them for a little while. I'm going to get them to +8, maybe +10 before I swap them over. Haven't decided that part yet because leveling the accessories up can be expensive. It's probably going to be +8. Because it's expensive and the fail rate is a little higher. Anyways, the accessories that I rocked, that I chose, is the bears on most of them, which gives a +2.5% crit and +2% attack speed. Bears. Selith, I think I got it, so I just kept rocking with it. It only swaps out the attack speed, not that big of a difference. Bears again. Bears again. So I went with the bears for all my accessories. You do get these green accessories as you do your main storyline quest. I did end up having to buy some from the market. If you go to a market, go to accessories, go to necklace, for instance, you can find the bears necklace there. You can buy a bunch of them. There's a lot. I mean, yesterday there was like none up here. So I could buy a couple of these and level up my accessories if I wanted to. So that's how you can buy those accessories and level those up. If you want to, you could do blue. If you didn't want to do green right away, you could get like a +5 on the blues. I don't recommend purples and yellows, purples and maybe yellows, purples down the road, like a month if you're free to play. If you're pay to win, you can probably get away with some yellows or something like that. Maybe even some oranges if you're heavy, but who knows. So the accessories, you want to focus on getting stats that will help your substats, not attack power. Also, the accessories don't have a variance, so as far as attack power between with stats on the bottom, they all have the same attack power at the top, and they all give some kind of stat boost on the bottom. So that's why I chose Bear's Necklace instead of an HP one or a movement speed one. I want the crit and the attack speed first. Crit first, attack speed second. Especially, I want crit first because crit you can have 30%, attack speed you can only have 20%. So that's the accessories that I went with. That's what I recommend. Doing blues and greens right away, then swap into purples if you're free to play, yellows or higher if you choose down the road. That's what I recommend for gear. Don't forget that you can get combat power, increased branch damage stats, as well as increased substats like attack speed, crit, and movement speed from your lightstone, as well as your crystals. So that way you have a little bit more flexibility to play around with your stats on your account. What's nice about Black Desert Mobile is there's a lot of variety and a lot of flexibility within the account. You can choose to do one playstyle is going to be totally different than the next. That's a great option. That is your detailed gear and accessories guide with that Black Desert Mobile. I hope that helps you guys out in your experience and leveling up your gameplay. Thank you guys as always for tuning in, and I will see you next time.